I'm gonna lose weight and then show everyone how to lose weight, doing my thing. And I'm out of breath. I'm constantly out of breath. Constantly out of breath!
Basically, Nick quit YouTube because he has not lost any more weight. He tried to lose weight and he can't get under 330 because he keeps binging. He goes on a diet, then he falls off, he binges really hard, and he gets fatter. He can't stick with the diet. He just can't do it. He's embarrassed to go back on YouTube because he told all you guys that he was gonna actually lose weight and get his act together, and he just hasn't, and I don't think he ever will because he's too addicted to the food.
People are the most messed up creatures on the entire planet. And yet I've still managed to stay 2 steps ahead of everyone. You don't appreciate your husband! So I am the villain. Because I've made myself one.
When the news broke that Nikocado Avocado had lost all of his weight and had become skinny, I was so happy. Not for him, but for me. Because I was right. I told y'all niggas. I told y'all niggas. I told y'all niggas. I told y'all niggas. So because I'm a Virgo and I am insufferable when I'm right about something, I would like to direct you to the video it is that I made on the 28th of April 2023. In this video, I said down to the very last word exactly what would happen and how this would pan out. And I was deliciously correct. And also because I am a self-asserted analyst of human behavior and a fellow art student, so I get the gigs of performance art. I mean, I have a degree in drama and performance. This was method acting. Wouldn't it be wild to believe that Nikocado Avocado suddenly just decided to get it together and change his life, changing people's opinions and perspectives of the links between willpower and people who are obese? That in fact you can use your body as a vessel in order to achieve a particular goal, whether it be on the unhealthy end of the spectrum or the most healthy end of the spectrum. Created world news and world discussions just with his body. And I'm gonna say this, and maybe this is like a really strong stance, I believe that Nikocado Avocado is going to lose all of his weight and show everybody. I feel like all of the problematic behavior that has taken place whilst, you know, Nicholas has been Nikocado Avocado can be left there as he steps out of the character and becomes somebody new. A version of himself that we haven't seen since the vegan days. And I, for one, can't wait to see that version. Because as much as he talks about individuals online pretending to care about him, there are a lot of us, many of us, in fact, who truly do. So Nikocado Avocado, you evil genius, I salute you. However, despite being extremely happy for Nikocado Avocado, I couldn't help but take a look retrospectively. Because whilst I may have been right about Nick's intentions, a couple of things did not line up in the outcome. Like for instance, in my video, it's pretty clear to see that Nikocado Avocado didn't take a 2-year hiatus in order to lose the weight, his channel only existing on pre-recorded content. However, that is exactly what Nikocado stated had taken place face in the interview it is that he did with NBC.
I know I'm skinny, you don't have to tell me. I lost 89 pounds. And look at my arms. Oh my God. You don't even recognize me, I know. And this is not pre-recorded. Everyone keeps saying you don't post as much anymore. I feel like it's not old. What the heck? This is, first of all, you know it's new because this Little Caesars pretzel crust has only been out for like a couple of weeks.
And secondly, his relationship with food, to me at least, has always seemed somewhat disordered. And honestly, maybe this could just be a pipeline for further food abuse. So was he fully in control the entire time, 2 steps ahead, like he said in his most recent comeback video? Or is he just an insecure person? Like we all are. And you guys don't have to be insecure. You can keep your personal security and information safe with today's sponsor, Aura. What did I say? I told y'all. Do you know what? I probably shouldn't do that in the middle of a sponsor. We're not gonna use that word. Let's just continue with the sponsor. Today's video is proudly sponsored by Aura. And it's really important to speak about Aura right now because there have been hackers who have hacked the social security numbers of numerous different Americans. Over 2.9 billion records were stolen from national public data, which offers private and personal information to employers, private investigators, staffing agencies, and also anybody who is looking to do a background check. These stolen records include things like a person's full name, their full address, date of birth, and telephone number. And most importantly for you Americans out there, your social security number. And members of this hacking group have reportedly already posted this information for free online. And girl, you don't get nothing free in this world but your information, so that's why we need to keep it protected. Listen, I am not even joking. I have been the victim of identity theft in the past. I had somebody use my personal information and my details to purchase things out of my private bank account. And I can tell you from personal experience, there is nothing worse than knowing that somebody else knows your private details other than you. So if you weren't taking precautions with your private information before, this honestly should be your wake-up call. You have never been more vulnerable with your personal information online until right now, this very moment. But this isn't to scare you, because I'm not too worried about it, because I know that you guys are going to use Aura. So what Aura does is they monitor your personal information all across the web. So that's your personal data, including things such as like your social security number, across billions of data points, including the dark web and public court records, to protect and alert you to potential identity theft. They give you up to $5 million in identity theft insurance. And I mean, unless any of us are multi-millionaires over here, that is going to be perfect for our price bracket, our tax bracket. And if you do make over $5 million, spread the wealth, spread it. But that up to $5 million in identity theft insurance is just to cover you for whatever potential scenario that you might find yourself in. But it is that extra layer of security. And they also provide a bunch of different other features that you guys can check out on their app to keep you safe online. You can go to my link in the description box down below to try Aura out for free for 14 days. And that will be enough time for Aura to scour the internet to find out if there is any potential data breaches with your personal information. I highly recommend that you guys do this now, because it is very unlikely that national public data are going to do anything about this, but they probably won't even face any kind of repercussions for this potential data leak. I'm not leaving myself and my family vulnerable to data breaches, and if you don't want to either, you guys can click the link in the description box down below and try Aura out for free for 2 weeks. Thank you, Aura, for sponsoring today's video and keeping everybody's personal identity information safe. And today, I'd like to explore the levels of Nikocado Avocado's identity, as he always seems to fully embody and throw himself into a lifestyle, be it restrictive or binge eating. What are the contributing factors to his current and present shift in persona, as well as the broader implications of his journey for both mental health and internet culture? So let's get into it. In today's video, why Nikocado Avocado isn't a villain. He's a victim. Nikocado Avocado, born Nicholas Perry, is a 32-year-old larger-than-life mukbang YouTuber and content creator. He is best known for his extreme mukbang videos. Mukbang is a trend originating in South Korea, which involves individuals consuming large quantities of food whilst interacting with their audience. These are classified as eating shows. These are particularly popular on YouTube because it's a way for the content creator to develop a parasocial bond with the audience. And Nikocado Avocado has been doing this for years, even at the beginning of his vegan career. Because if you didn't know, Nikocado Avocado was a very disciplined raw vegan. His early content featured videos about plant-based recipes, ethical concerns regarding animal rights, and the health benefits of veganism. His passions for his lifestyle was evident, and he attracted a modest audience of followers who shared his same commitment to healthy living and environmental sustainability. During this phase, Nikocado Avocado appeared to have a very wholesome life, practicing yoga, discussing the physical and emotional and moral benefits of choosing a vegan lifestyle, as well as the benefits of a raw plant-based diet. However, behind the scenes, Nikocado Avocado began to really feel the pressure and the constraint of the strictness of the vegan diet, especially the raw vegan diet, as well as the pressure as a vegan content creator to maintain a perfect, I know that, healthy lifestyle for his audience. Nikocado Avocado actually started his channel in 2014. However, if you go to his main channel, you will see that his channel starts from 2016. That's because all of the information from the vegan era of Nikocado Avocado have pretty much been wiped from the internet. His first video on YouTube starts with him having an issue with being a vegan content creator, and it's a video titled "Why I Don't Want to Be Vegan Anymore." And obviously this is an indication that there was prior content before this new style of mukbang content that we have come to know from Nikocado Avocado. And this is because if you weren't aware of Nikocado Avocado prior to 2016, he was insane. He was insane. I have been following Nikocado Avocado way before his transformation, way deep into the vegan days, in the days where all he would eat is like 10 avocados, girl. And he was messy boots. He caused a lot of drama in the vegan community. He actually used to wave a lot of times the opposing finger at vegans for not choosing raw veganism, which caused a hell of a lot of infighting in the community. He had a back and forth with Vegan Cheetah. If you guys know, let me know in the comments, because I know some of you guys will remember pre-2016 Nikocado Avocado and how messy he was within the vegan community. But he was beefing with Vegan Cheetah. He was beefing with Duran Ryder. Names, I know I'm ringing these bells for you guys. He was beefing with Martin Lewis, who used to only report on vegan drama back in the day. We are going back to the sticks, girl. He beefed with Freely the Banana Girl and just numerous different people. He was hated by a lot of content creators as well as viewers from other people's fan bases. He had a lot of people who disliked him because he came in with this like holier than thou attitude when it came to veganism, that his vegan lifestyle was better than the average vegan or a lazy vegan. He looked down on individuals who chose a vegan lifestyle because of its health benefits rather than saving the animals. That somebody's choice to be vegan should only be qualified as a real and true vegan if it is based on their moral conscience when it comes to animals, which a vegan's a vegan. They're in your community. Love them all, girl.
Go ahead, dislike me because I'm speaking up. When I see injustice, you will hear from me. Animal products are the greatest culprit for our Earth's destruction. That is 60 showers worth of water to make one burger. That's hundreds of thousands of acres of rainforest to make hormone-free, grass-fed, organic animal farms. That's billions of gallons of pollution into freshwater systems each year. Animal agriculture uses the most natural resources over anything else.
But yes, he was extremely controversial. That is why you will never see any of those old videos of Nikocado Avocado. I searched high and low. I've reached out to content creator friends in the vegan community to try and get some of this vegan information from back in the day, because he was a mess, girl. And if I find anything, I will leave it in this section of the video. But yes, there was a whole history of Nikocado Avocado prior to what we're seeing today. Because me, I am a true fan. I am a true fan of Nikocado Avocado, and he still has me blocked. I have been following you for years. Unblock me. I'm a fan. I've never stopped watching. And just because I'm a fan don't mean I'm not gonna tell you how it is, Nikocado Avocado. You can be a bitch. Shit.
But you don't realize how you come across to people. You look like a miserable, wet dog. Even Ellie said she's always asking you. And you have this disgusting scowl on your face all the time when we're going to restaurants. Look, Brianna, if you're antisocial, and you're so fucking out of it sometimes. You didn't even see the camera in the kitchen recording me, asking you questions. You didn't see any of it. I have dozens of videos of you treating me like shit, ignoring me, giving me smart-ass responses. The combo of you asking me why, the combo of me asking why you lied about the collab video, the parts of the mukbangs where you acted like a negative lump in the log. I have all of it. You acted like an entitled brat. So, I have the screenshots. I have Ellie's phone call recorded. You have made both of us uncomfortable.
The voice notes were very threatening, and it really showed me his true colours.
Nick accused me for having a fake account and attacking him. A lot of you guys during that video messaged me saying that Nick does create fake accounts and has actually admitted to doing so. The clip.
Of me speaking poorly about this group, these people, freely about the event, about their diet, about their recommendations, you won't find one. There's one time with Freely where this was actually more recent. So I used to like post onto her Facebook page to share my videos for other people to see it, and I would like them up with my accounts. Now I have a few other fake accounts where they're run by me, but it's not really me. They have like no photos, or it's like a random photo. Some of them have friends, some of them don't. It's a technique that I learned from them, which is ironic, to have other accounts to help you along, start controversy. You know, make fun of yourself, have your fans or followers defend you. It stirs thinking. Start controversy, start controversy, start controversy.
Anyway, let's rewind back. In 2016, Nikocado Avocado made the decision to leave veganism, explaining that he no longer felt like it was a healthy diet, which was bizarre to the vegans, as you can imagine, who were getting the opposing finger waved at them for not being true vegans. For the guy who thought he was like the be-all, end-all, the savior of all vegans, to turn around and go, I don't think it's really healthy. But you condemned the vegans who came into the community because their reasons for veganism was based on health, but you're leaving veganism not based on your moral thoughts about animals, but mainly because it's not a healthy enough diet. Can you understand why he was hated? Why you got a lot of shit? It makes sense now, doesn't it?
It was at war with this community, right? And so he was making drama videos about how he can eat high fat and it's fine and blah, blah, blah. And yeah, I agree. You can eat however you want. That's not where our beef came from. Our beef came from him using this drama on Facebook to plug his YouTube channel. I just felt like it was shady. It wasn't done with integrity. But I came up to him in private message and said, yo, inspect your integrity. You're making a lot of drama on Facebook and using it to plug your YouTube channel to get more views. I felt like I was friends enough with him where I could give a little constructive criticism, but no, I couldn't. That was a big mistake. That really pissed him off. So in the coming days after that, I get a strike on my YouTube channel. It says, Carlos Plaus put a strike on this video, said that you used footage that was his. It was actually a YouTube video where I did use somebody else's footage. I didn't really know what I was doing back then. I shouldn't have done it. But it wasn't Carlos Plaus. It was not somebody named Carlos Plaus's footage. So I look into Carlos Plaus. I find out that the only comments it's ever made, the only channel it's had any engagement on is Nicocado's, and the comments were ridiculous. They were like, oh my god, you're so amazing. You're like the coolest YouTuber ever. And it became painfully obvious that it was a fake account, and Nick was using it to not only put a strike on my channel, but to garner support, fake support on his own channel. And so I asked him, hey Nick, this Carlos Blouse guy seems to like you a lot. Will you ask him to, maybe because he's so much of your fan, will you ask him maybe to please take this strike off my channel? And he's like, yeah, sure, of course. And he was like, oh, after like a week went by or something, he's like, yeah, I tried, he didn't answer. I have a whole video about this. You can watch the details about this. But basically, I say, as a way to kind of get this copy strike off my back and also kind of prove that it's Nick, I say, hey, it's okay. I know how I can find out who it is. I'm a computer nerd. I'm a hacker. I can find out his IP address as soon as I dispute the claim. 10 minutes after I send that to Nick, the claim is taken off my YouTube account. Obviously Nick who did it. So here comes the pattern again. He gets offended, tries to destroy whoever offends him. And in this case, he saw it as the whole community trying to offend him. So what does he do? He makes many videos about how raw food is bad, an eating disorder, and how raw vegans are insane, and how the Woodstock Fruit Festival, the largest fruit festival in the world, is a freaking insane place where they starve their volunteers and they pull coconuts out of the trash and make food out of them and feed them to the people who are paying way too much money, and they wouldn't let him have a wedding there, and he insinuated it was because he was gay, and all this stuff because he got offended. He's now trying to destroy. This is his pattern. This is what he does.
But during this time, he posted a lot of videos about his personal struggles, and a lot of people who were attacking him quite viciously in the comments at the time were causing him to like have a little like emotional breakdowns. And when he would film and record these moments, these private moments that honestly should never have seen the light of day, but he would state stuff like it was starting to cause health concerns, such as his teeth. He had extreme tooth decay, as well as his sense of deprivation. So as you can imagine, his decision to bring in animal products into his diet caused insane backlash from a community that once supported him.
Remember that analogy I brought up? Wouldn't it be very odd if I only ate gluten-free products and I only associated myself with gluten-free people? And if you didn't eat gluten-free like me, I would terrorize you and harass you on social media and say that you're a bad person, that you need to enlighten yourself or step up your... You know, it's that same concept. But it sounds silly to you. But to a vegan, if you apply that to veganism, it doesn't sound silly. It sounds right.
So it's safe to say that Nikocado Avocado's journey from vegan YouTuber to, you know, big crazy mukbanger was a controversial one. Condemned by vegans for turning his back on the animals, condemned by the health conscious for not incorporating healthy values, and just condemned by the general public at large for his general food waste. There was not much support from his original audience at the moment of that transition. Regardless of that though, his videos soared. His popularity soared. And he started making videos such as Burger King, my first time eating meat in 10 years. Curious vegans watched, as well as interested newcomers watched, as he tried meat for the first time in 10 years. So why was all of Nikocado Avocado's previous content from his vegan era wiped from the internet? Well, I believe it's because he was a controversial internet personality who had a long-standing history with binge eating. I mean, even his moniker, Avocado, Nikocado Avocado, was based purely on Nikocado being seen in numerous different videos to eat copious amounts, extreme, enormous amounts of avocados. He would do this in his raw vegan days because he believed that avocados have a lot of healthy fats, which they do. However, Nikocado Avocado was eating so many avocados in one go that it kind of somewhat surpassed any kind of health benefits that he would need. Like, your amount for the day was already capped at like 3, bro. There is no need to eat 30. Anyway, so this marked a significant shift in Nikocado Avocado's internet persona. As he moved away from veganism, Nikocado Avocado then started creating more and more content where he consumed large quantities of fast food, often high in fat, sugar, and sodium, as well as being calorie dense. His mukbang content did grow popular due to his entertainment value, as well as the spectacle of watching somebody consume enormous amounts of food. However, as time went on, his mukbangs had to become more and more extreme, featuring even larger quantities of food, as well as more dramatic performances, including emotional breakdowns and heated arguments with his fiance/spouse. They are now partners. And I'm like, honestly, so close to saying on-screen partner because their relationship makes no sense. You were married, then not married. What's going on? But this version of Nikocado Avocado is the one that we are most familiar with. The crazy, jiggly caricature of a fat person. The healthy fats of Nicocado's avocados were then replaced with the trans fats of fast food, and he never looked back. As his content evolved, so did Nicocado's relationship with food. What started as a shift in dietary choices soon became what I believe to be a food addiction and an unhealthy coping mechanism. And I'm saying that as, hello, a person who's been there. And a person who's probably still here. Yeah. We have to remember that the reason that Nikocado Avocado wanted to stop veganism was because of how restrictive it felt. That was one of the reasons. But then Nikocado Avocado's change in appearance over the years became a part of the discourse. It honestly became a part of his online identity, with viewers tracking his physical changes as well as the toll that they had taken on his physical health. This excessive food intake, as well as his change in persona, led many people to believe that he had abandoned his once healthy lifestyle. But I'd argue that his abandonment of veganism was more strategic than emotional. By stepping away from his plant-based lifestyle and delving into the world of excessive consumption, Nikocado Avocado managed to capture the attention of an audience that probably otherwise would never have even looked at his content. His shift to mukbang videos, coupled with the discussions around weight and body image, which we gotta remember, this is like the late 2010s. So, you know, the fat acceptance community was running rampant. Tess Holiday was huge. Than she is right now, I guess. Like, literally, with all of the discussions surrounding fat acceptance, fat girls were literally walking through the streets of London half naked. Which, hey, I ain't got no problem with seeing no fat bitches walk around with butt naked, girl. You better do you. But the point is, the discussion about obesity and glorifying obesity, etc., was just such a huge talking point in those years. But due to this, it allowed him to build a platform that not only was extremely lucrative, but it also gave him significant influence over his followers. I mean, looking back in hindsight, this could have been a strategic move in order for him to garner a more wider and diverse audience before unveiling a more profound message. I mean, in various interviews and videos, Nikocado Avocado has openly spoken about how his binge eating tendencies have somewhat escalated due to the demanding nature of his content.
I almost thought getting pizza as comfort food, but pizza, it really fucked me up. You all know, pizza fucks me up like nothing else. I've had so many people message me over the years, Nick, why can't you do some healthy mukbangs? Because no one's gonna watch it. And I'm not entertained eating it. How boring do you want this to be? Snooze fest. Yeah, let's watch Nick eat chopped salad. Some salmon with broccoli. Ooh, can't wait. I'm gonna set an alarm for that one. Ooh. Can't wait to watch him eat some broccoli.
Binge eating disorder, also known as BED, is characterized by recurrent episodes of consuming large quantities of food without control, often leading to feelings of shame, guilt, and distress. Nikocado Avocado's videos literally exemplify this. It has become a cycle of extreme food consumption, followed by moments of emotional distress. These are literally the symptoms of BED. So that led me to think, can somebody go from one extreme version of disordered eating to another extreme version of disordered eating? I mean, for instance, when we hear about individuals who suffer with AN and they swiftly move into BD, and we've also known individuals who have had BD move into BED. So that really made my brain kind of start ticking as to, is there some similarities between an extremely restrictive diet as well as a overconsumption issue? And if there is an area to draw similarities, is Nikocado Avocado the victim of a disorder that we really need to be aware of and that he needs help with? We have to remember that veganism that involves a highly restrictive diet focusing on plant-based foods, and mukbang, a viral trend in which individuals consume large quantities of food. Whilst these two things appear as if they are polar opposites, one focusing on restraint and ethics and the other celebrating indulgence, they share striking similarities, particularly on how they can cultivate a level of hyper-awareness when it comes to food intake. Both veganism and mukbang content creation involve complex psychological, emotional, as well as social relationships with food that can often lead to restrictive behaviors, as well as a heightened consciousness around eating. I mean, take another food tuber that I've watched over the years, Veronica Wang. She was involved in a bunch of controversy and drama, but that is not what we're here to talk about today. I've seen in numerous different Veronica Wang videos where she has said that she only eats when she's doing a mukbang, and that is the way that she is able to maintain her frame, and she is constantly at the gym trying to burn off the calories. But as demand for more and more content and more extreme mukbangs keep going, I imagine the more restrictive that she would have to be with her day-to-day food intake due to the demands of the job.
You guys might not think so, but I've actually gained some weight doing my mukbangs. My arms are okay, but I have gained weight. And you can't see as much definition as I wish you could see or I could see it. But that's okay. I'm gonna consume extra calories at times, and I'm not always gonna look lean, and that's okay.
But then on the flip side, when we have veganism, we have vegan tubers who are very aware of their food intake. They make food diaries. They show you what their food diaries are. They show you where they buy their food. What's the best place to go for organic food, cruelty-free products? That heightened awareness, again, of what it is that you are consuming, what it is that you are purchasing, could quite easily go hand in hand with mukbangs for hyper awareness as well as restrictive eating. I mean, for Christ's sakes, Nikocado Avocado has even expressed that back in his vegan days, he cut friends off, aka socialization, due to his vegan beliefs.
I basically ruined our relationship. I ruined the friendship because I told him, you're eating a chicken, that's not healthy, ba 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 ba. Look what this says at nutritionfacts.org. And he would be like, don't you understand? That's one study, that's one interpretation of a study, one study, like, don't you? I'm like, no, it says right here, chicken is bad, you are bad. I acted like I knew more, that I was better, that I had all the answers because I watched a YouTube video or that I read a vegan blog spot, and boom, I'm an expert. Doesn't matter if you have a degree, doesn't matter if you have training. It's conspiracy theories now. Oh, it's all funded by the meat and dairy industry just to keep all of us sick so that we spend more money on medicine and kill ourselves. Aaron, if you ever see this video, I'm sorry. I'm very sorry.
And if we're talking about socialization, that level of isolation could also be said for an individual who has limited mobility in the way that we have seen from Nikocado Avocado, who stays indoors to eat 2 mukbangs a day. Either way, whatever end of the spectrum you're on, is still not a life very well lived. In both veganism and mukbang, food becomes an integral part of personal identity and social expression. Veganism goes beyond dietary preferences. It becomes a statement of your ethics, a lifestyle choice that aligns itself with environmentalism, animal rights, and personal health. Vegans can often find themselves having to explain or justify their food choices in social settings, as their diet can sometimes be viewed as a reflection of their values. Now, this can't be said for all vegans. I'm making a massive generalization here. This is not all vegans. I have vegan friends of mine who really could give 2 iota fucks if there's meat in the room. But similarly, mukbang creators can literally create an identity around their food habits. Because mukbang, at its core, is a performance. Because the creator's food consumption becomes a source of entertainment. The way that mukbangers eat, the type of foods they choose, and their interactions with their audience shape their online persona. Just as vegans may be asked why they don't consume animal products, mukbang creators are frequently questioned about their relationship with food and whether they truly enjoy the vast amounts of food that they consume, or how they handle the physical demands of their job. In both cases, the food stands as a public statement, if you will, of who the individual is, what their values are, and how they relate to the world around them. And honestly, the same could be said for anybody's food choices. I'm lactose intolerant. I can't drink milk. I have to explain that when I'm around other people. I can't be having the ice cream, girl. It will be down for everybody here. Okay, but circling back to the hyper awareness, especially as it relates to food consumption, some vegans can meticulously monitor their diets. That is done so that no animal food products are consumed. So this means the constant need to check labels, researching ingredients, avoiding certain food groups. This leads to a heightened awareness of what is being consumed. Similarly, mukbang creators, though on the surface indulging in large quantities of food, must also carefully plan their meals. The food choices that they're making are not random. They are often selected based on the audience's preferences and what the algorithm is boosting, visual appeal as well as trending content. And this is why I say that mukbang as a form of content creation is inherently performative. It's performance. Because mukbang creators are aware that their food intake is being watched, judged, and critiqued. This can create a sense of obligation for mukbang creators to continuously engage in particular food eating habits for the sake of content creation. Thus, this hyper awareness. Similar again to how vegans feel the constant need to live up to ethical and health standards that they may have adopted publicly. And both ends of these spectrums, Nikocado Avocado has lived. 10 days ago, well, probably 12 days ago from the time you're watching this video, Nikocado Avocado returned to the internet to unveil in his video 2 steps ahead that he was now skinny. That was the gag, that was the goop, that he was here to show the world. That I told y'all niggas. I told y'all niggas. And in this video, he purports himself to be a villain, watching ants on an ant farm, and that this was like one big, huge social experiment, watching us all as we were completely enthralled in his physical deterioration, calling him names, and the whole thing was that he was always in control the entire time.
2 steps ahead. I am always 2 steps ahead. This has been the greatest social experiment for my entire life. It's alluring, it's compelling, it's gripping to observe all these unwell, disoriented beings roam the internet in search of stories, ideas, rivalries, where they feel encouraged and engaged, where they involve themselves with the stories and become a product of influence. Thirsty for distraction from time unspent, spoiling their minds, yet stimulating them at the same time. It's brilliant, and it's dangerous. I feel as if I'm monitoring ants on an ant farm. One follows another, follows another, follows another. It's mesmerizing. It's spellbinding. All these little consumers, all of these lost and bored people. People consuming anything that they're told to consume. So I am the villain because I've made myself one. And you will continue to consume these stories about me year after year after year, for as long as I tell the internet that I am the villain. Stories that permeate and linger and infect the minds of the ants, influence the ants, brainwash the ants. You are the ants. Today I woke up from a very long dream. And I also woke up having lost 250 pounds off of my body. Yet just yesterday, people were calling me fat and sick and boring and irrelevant. People are the most messed up creatures on the entire planet. And yet I've still managed to stay 2 steps ahead of everyone. The joke's on you.
As somebody who recognize real, a person who may have disordered eating patterns, who has exhibited and has exemplified these disordered eating patterns as I have laid out for you in today's video, I don't think that he was ever 2 steps ahead. I think he was 2 steps away from literal physical destruction. We have watched Nikocado Avocado sit down as he has told us all that when he sits down to do a healthy mukbang that nobody watches, and that in order to maintain his lifestyle, in order to maintain his financial stability, he needs to keep going. This is not something that is just limited to Nikocado Avocado. This is something that we have seen across the board when it comes to mukbang content creators. A lot of them, especially now, are beginning to feel trapped by the fact that they can't deviate from the style of content it is that made them popular. Because doing that from a YouTuber standpoint would algorithmically F you up. Hold my hands up as somebody who has changed directions on this channel a billion times always to come back to commentary. It can really mess up your channel, and it can take a time, girl, to claw the watched minutes and times back. So it's understandable that he would feel trapped by his current circumstance of eating copious amounts of food. And it makes sense as to why he would have to step away from the internet in order to do the things it is that he wants for himself without any kind of distraction. I think what a lot of people forget is that with the 2 steps ahead video it is that he made all the way back in 2023, where he echoed the exact same script that he said in his more recent video 10 days ago, 2 steps ahead.
2 steps ahead. I am always 2 steps ahead. This has been the greatest social experiment I've come to know. Certainly the greatest social experiment of my entire life. It's alluring. It's compelling. It's gripping. To bear witness, to observe all these unwell, unbalanced, disoriented beings roam the internet in search of stories. And you will continue to consume, and I'll continue to be 2 steps ahead. today I thought it would be a splendid idea to go out and get some food and film it for you. Gee, are you surprised? Have you forgotten the story? Are you not paying attention? After all, you're here to consume, are you not?
The reason that we had that video was because of a certain circumstance that took place. There are two things that I am: a Nikocado Avocado historian and an Ethan Klein historian. Let's get our detective hats on again, girl, because it's time for some Agatha Christie. When Nikocado Avocado released that video all that time ago, it was due to a confrontation it is that he had had with Ethan Klein. Ethan Klein and him were doing some kind of back and forth on social media, and Ethan Klein was trying to get an in-person interview with Nikocado Avocado. Nikocado Avocado agreed to do this interview with Ethan Klein, but then changed his mind last minute due to the way that Ethan Klein was speaking down to Nikocado Avocado. Nikocado Avocado had openly and publicly said that he felt some kind of way about the language and the verbiage it is that Ethan Klein used, and basically said that he didn't want to and didn't have to subject himself to this.
Okay, well, anyway, I think he's interesting. That was beyond vile.
Toxic masculinity.
Dan came back from the bathroom without any contact.
And it was on his screen. I was just like, whoa.
And I got nervous and I took it off real quick. And the point is,
I
obviously...
mean, look at them joking about my size. I mean, I know I'm really big. Well, looking at Ethan, we're probably the same size. Look at them joking like, ha 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 ha. It's just like, really? You're gonna talk about someone's appearance like this? Their weight? I would never look at you and be like, he's so vile. He's so vile. I mean, look how big he is. He's up to here. It's just gnarly. It's so big. I would never do that I've never done that to anybody. So, a 3-hour video with my name, like Nikocado calls me ugly. Listen, I see what you're doing, Ethan. You're just doing this because my name happens to be trending for some reason. Well, actually, there's some very good reasons. We have some lazy users. Low IQ fruit flies who just thought it would be nice to make fun of me out of nowhere, Charlie, and start this whole trend now. There's a trend. Let's go after Nick Avocado for his weight. That's the trend right now. Let's just say, oh, he's an actor. Oh, he's a troll. Oh, he's a secret genius. He plots all these things. He's actually really stable and self-aware, but he pretends to be crazy because he just wants views. Money. He just wants to buy stuff for himself. He just wants to buy more stuff. Oh, let's put his name in the title. Let's just make video after. There's a trend going on YouTube right now.
Now, in Nikocado Avocado's original video, where it was 2 steps ahead when he was at his biggest in 2023, he made out that his influence could basically get anybody to do whatever they wanted to do. Because Ethan Klein had already paid Nikocado Avocado for this interview that Nikocado Avocado didn't even show up for. Nikocado Avocado essentially got paid to not show up. And this was Nikocado Avocado basically appealing to us that he is in full control, that he controls everything.
I woke up this morning to money deposited into my account for simply not doing something. For simply not going through with something. People are the most fucked up creatures on this planet.
But I would also argue that this was Nikocado Avocado's lack of control around the situation. Lack of control of the way it is that Nikocado would be perceived by Ethan Klein's audience. Ethan Klein was already priming the audience that this was going to be some kind of meme content for them. And I think to some degree, Nikocado Avocado wanted to be respected as a human being and not a meme. And that if he wanted to lean in to the meme, that he was going to do that on his own terms. That's why shortly after rejecting Ethan Klein's invitation to show up to this interview thing it was going to be doing on the podcast, Nikocado Avocado agreed to do numerous different interviews as well as hanging out and podcasts and all of that kind of stuff with Oompville. And this is where we last saw Nikocado Avocado lean heavily into the meme, because in between all of those moments of him being the caricature of the jiggly fat man that we had all seen for several years at this point, we saw little tiny glimpses of Nikocado Avocado's true personality. And honestly, the boy is a delight. It's one of the reasons that I like him. I know that it's just complete bullshit. It's all fake. I would argue that after all of us having a window into the personality of Nikocado Avocado in the Oompville documentary series it is that they did, that really ruined his online persona to a degree. The charade was over. The gig was up. Everybody knew that it was fake. And that beyond the crying, the face and I identify as skinny and all of that kind of stuff, there was just a regular dude in there. The one thing it is that Nikocado had feared in the Ethan Klein interview had already come to fruition with Oompville. He had no control over how we perceived him. And I think this all honestly spirals all the way back to the vegan days, where Nikocado Avocado couldn't control the way that the internet viewed him, where Nikocado Avocado made a change and couldn't control the way that people perceived him as a bad and horrible person. He would make videos in this time era, and you could search it on the channel for yourself. I'll leave a clip in this video where he's upset with the audience because they're viewing him as a terrible person due to his dietary choices.
And just because I bring that up, now all of a sudden he wants to, like, punch my face. And the sad part is, I saw that comment and I looked under the comments, and there was people under that comments that were my friends that were agreeing. One girl, we did a video collab, we're friendly, I've talked to her on Skype, and all of a sudden, she was saying, yeah, with the emoji-con of the clapping symbol, cheering that statement on, let me punch him in the face. Vegans encouraging violence on me. And these are people that want to make a better world. You see what I'm saying? Even if the world went vegan, we will never, ever stop having problems, and I think it will make more problems. That's my opinion.
So when Nikocado Avocado takes off the panda mask and says, I became the villain, he did. But this was a coping mechanism, a way for him to shield himself from the public criticism that as content creators, we all face. There are people on this internet who think I am the worst person in this world. I just have to choose not to pay them no mind and believe that I am good. But if you can't stay in control of your physical, emotional well-being, you can be in control of the narrative that's out there. Any person with influence could go balls to the wall crazy and attract a lot of attention. We've seen it before. Trisha Paytas, Glitter Forever 17, where they just do the most insane trolling crazy shit in order to garner that attention, because they are in control of the narrative and of the perspective that others have on them. So he had lost control again. So what do you think may have made him make this current decision to lose all this weight? Not in the time frame that he said that he did, because as we already know that Nikocado Avocado definitely didn't take 2 years out, probably more so a year. However, I will say at this point he had lost about 100 pounds at that point.
I know I'm skinny, you don't have to tell me. I lost 89 pounds. And look at my arms, oh my god. You don't even recognize me, I know. And this is not pre-recorded. Everyone keeps saying you don't post as much anymore. I feel like it's not old. What the heck? This is, first of all, you know it's new because this Little Caesars pretzel crust has only been out for like a couple of weeks.
But in order to lose the remaining 150 pounds off his body, that would have taken him a year. And as somebody who has done rapid weight gain as well as rapid weight loss, that is a short amount of time, sweetie, for that amount of weight. So it would not be surprising to me if the reasons behind how he got to the place that he is now is doing what many people with disordered eating may do, which is to restrict as a form of regaining your control. But right now, Nikocado Avocado being a whole new version of himself that we have not seen since, gosh, 2016, 2015. He has the opportunity to change the narrative that we have of him. But even as early as today, this morning, I hopped onto YouTube. I saw that there was a short from Nikocado Avocado where he is speaking about, how do I prove that I am not AI? How do I prove to you that I am real? Speaking in such a auto-generated sounding voice. I think he doesn't know how to be himself with us, and he's leaning into the meme. Because at least if he leans into the meme, he has control over the narrative.
Yes, it's really me. I am not AI. I am not a clone. I am a real person. And it's me. There are currently people taking my Instagram stories or my Twitter posts and uploading them here onto TikTok, pretending to be me. This is my only TikTok account, and it is verified. The other Nikocado Avocado pages or Nicholas Perry pages are not me. Anything you hear from them is not me. I've had a lot of feedback over the past couple of days. I would like to know how I can prove to you that I'm real. There are currently news agencies publishing articles about me being artificial intelligence. There's a video on TikTok with 15 million views saying that I am not real. How can I prove to you that I am real? What do you need?
I don't have good news to share with you today. I'm actually really triggered. And let me tell you why. It's actually your fault. So let me break it down for the low IQs out there, which is actually most of you. I made a YouTube video and I said, I'm 2 steps ahead. My whole life is premeditated. It's calculative. It's manipulative. My life has been a social experiment. Joke's on you. I'm actually really smart. And what was the result of that video? Millions of people believed it. Y'all have the IQs of a bag of rocks. I can literally dye my hair blue and say it's always been blue, and half y'all will believe it. Yes, because I just acted gaining 250 pounds. Who in their right mind does a social experiment gaining 250 pounds for 5 years in a row? Y'all are so stupid. Yes, see this double shit? Yes, I acted this out for 5 years in a row. For what? For clicks? We've all been played by this evil genius. Oh my God. I literally typed up a Batman monologue and read it on camera. I'm scared for society, actually. Okay? I'm a little afraid. Y'all need to go to school. Learn something. Think outside the box. Don't believe everything you're told, including from me. And yet y'all believed it. That's actually scary. Goodbye.
Nikocado Avocado's journey from veganism to what I believe to be BED reflects the intersection of personal struggles, internet culture, as well as the pursuit of fame. His transition from advocating for a healthier and more ethical lifestyle, in his opinion, to indulging and harmful and excessive behavior shows the darker side of the internet and internet culture. He has been rewarded consistently for sensationalism over his personal well-being. So whilst his content may entertain millions, it also serves as a cautionary tale of the costs of internet fame, especially at the expense of personal health. There was a video of Nikocado Avocado from way back in 2016 where he was talking about staying vegan for what cost. But I think a lot of people could honestly say being the way that you were, at what cost? At the detriment of your physical well-being, for your health? I mean, either ends of this spectrum is unhealthy for you. Nikocado Avocado came back with his more recent video stating that he was 2 steps ahead because he was concerned with control, perfection, and perception of his public image. So his whole monologue of being 2 steps ahead, this isn't about overconsumption of content and the parasocial relationships developed between an influencer and the audience. This is about what fame, money, and attention can make somebody do. So he was a social experiment. That much we can all agree on, but not in the way that he thinks. Anyway, that is about it from me. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed today's video. I just want to say a massive thank you to Aura once again for sponsoring today's video. Make sure you guys check the link in the description box down below so that you guys can try it out for 14 days and see where in the world your name might be. I also would like to say a massive thank you to every single one of you who've been watching my videos. I really appreciate it. I also wanted to show you guys the latest member of my family. Yes, I've had a baby again. Here he is! How cute is he? Ah, he's so cute. His name is DeMarcus Nicholson, and he's the latest addition of my family. He's so cute. I don't really have much to say, but you are in control of your own personal narrative and your own destiny. And god damn it, if Nikocado Avocado can do it, then so can we. And I urge all of us, including my goddamn self, to try our best to live a more healthier lifestyle. And with that being said, I hope you guys have an amazing day or evening, whatever the hell it is you're doing. Make sure you follow me on Twitch. And until next time, you beautiful, amazing, badass bitches, it's been Paige. Bye.